Good morning, students. Today we will begin with chapter number 4, Psychological Disorders. Myself, Avneet Kaur from the Millennium School, South City, Lucknow. Now, children, first of all, make very sure that the concepts in this chapter are very clear to you because it is one of the most important chapters, right? So, coming to psychological disorder, that is your first session, 4.1. Now, when you are talking about a disorder, right? So there is some sort of abnormality in an individual, right? So abnormality has been defined, right, by various, as you can see, what is abnormality actually? It has been defined by various psychologists, but all these definitions share common features that are commonly known as 4Ds, right? That is deviant, distressing, dysfunctional, and dangerous. Deviant by the word itself, when a particular behavior is deviated, that is different or extreme or unusual or even bizarre. Next, distressing, right? That is unpleasant or upsetting to the person or any other individual. Dysfunctional by the word itself, when the functioning is not being done properly and the individual is facing problem even to carry out the daily activities or the daily routine. And last, dangerous. Obviously there are various abnormal behaviors that are very much dangerous to an individual, where they can harm their lives and even they can harm another person's life. So abnormal basically is being away from a behavior that is away from normal, and it is the deviation that is deviated from, or it is extreme level, or it is unusual from the defined norms and standards or the rules. Next, you come to approaches of abnormal behavior. Now there are approaches, you have already studied till now to study any behavior. So when you're talking about an abnormal behavior, two approaches we'll be talking about. Number one is when the behavior is as deviation from the social norm, as just now you studied. Meaning, first of all, what are norms? These are stated or unstated rules or of proper conduct. Next, socially accepted behavior is not normal, and that normality is nothing more than to conform social norm. Conform is when you are conforming a particular behavior or in a situation, right, just to avoid feeling excluded by the social group. Conformity is a topic that you will be dealing in detail in the coming up chapters, but this is the first approach when the abnormal behavior is the deviation from any social norm. Second approach is when abnormal behavior is maladaptive. Maladaptive is, children, when our daily functioning a person is not able to carry out properly, right? This is maladaptation. And the best criterion psychologists found to see abnormal behavior is whether it fosters well-being or not, right? Well-being you've already studied even in the Maslow's hierarchy, that how a particular individual, his behavior or personality is a well-being or not. So if a particular behavior is not fostering a well-being and it is interfering with daily activities or carrying out the daily routine activities, then it is kept in the second approach category, where it is said that abnormal behavior is maladaptive. Now, children, coming to the most important part of the chapter, that is historical background of the, you'll study about how different approaches, different concepts, different perception of an individuals and the psychologist and various other things, right? They were developing, they were molding, they were shaping. All these things are included in historical background. Number one comes ancient theory that still holds the view that abnormal behavior is caused due to the operation of supernatural or magical forces, like we say evil spirits or devil in the layman language, bhoot, pret ya shaitan, where exorcism plays an important role. Shamans plays an important role. In movies you must have also seen that if a person is suffering from any psychological disorder in the ancient or in today even till date, various areas are there where that particular individual is dealt by the shaman of that particular village or that particular area. Shamans are like the priest, right, who deal in their own way, and at times even they mistreat also, because actual reason for the psychological disorder was not known until date, is not known in various parts where the development is not so good, right? In anthropology it is mentioned that suppose a person is suffering from any psychological disorder, then at times anthropologists and psychologists compile and lead these things related to the culture, so that the person accepts the medication in the fear of breaking the taboo at least, right? Next, you talk about the three approaches are dealt with: biological or organic, psychological and organismic. Biological approach, children, talks about the body and brain processes that are linked, and it is said that any deficiency in these linkage arises the psychological disorder. Psychological approach, it states when an inadequacy is found in an individual's thinking, feeling or perception capacity. And lastly, organismic approach talks about the disturbed behavior arises due to the conflict between emotion and reason. Here the four humors plays a very important role. In chapter 2 you have already studied about this, where the four humors mentioned present in an individual, to whatsoever intensity a particular humor is present, so is the temperament of an individual, right? Next, in the Middle Ages, demonology and superstition were gaining renewed importance. Christian spirit of charity was prevailing, and St. Augustine's writing about feelings and mental anguish and conflict became the groundwork for the abnormal behavior theories, right? The psychodynamic theories. Because of his writings, people were understanding it through a different sphere. Next, Renaissance period. That Renaissance, the word itself means a change. So it was marked by the increased humanism and curiosity about behavior. Now in this period, people were becoming curious. Right? Why such a particular behavior a person is going through? Here, John Weir emphasized that disturbed interpersonal relationship is the cause of psychological disorder, and according to him, he focused and insisted that the witches needed a medical treatment, right? Then in 17th and 18th century, these were the age of reason and enlightenment, where scientific methods were replaced the faith and dogma, as you've just studied about the shamans and everything, right? So as the time was passing by, the disorder and the way people dealt with it was changing. So in this particular age of reason and enlightenment, the scientific methods were replaced in understanding an abnormal behavior. Now in the rise of the 18th century, it contributed to the reform movement also. Reform, when something is being formed again, right? So in reform movement, increased compassion for the people who were suffering from any kind of psychological disorder was seen, and this reform movement also gave the rise to deinstitutionalization. By the word itself, it means community care for recovered mentally ill individuals. Right now, next, the lastly you'll be dealing about in the recent scenario, that is the recent year, interactional or biopsychosocial approach. If you will break this term, bio, psycho, social, all these three play a major role and expression in the outcome of psychological disorder. Apart this, children, the stigmatization plays a very important role, that even today, if a person, once he has come out of a mental asylum or a rehabilitation center, the community does not accept them very easily, right? So even this is also a kind of stigma, you can call a stereotype, that once a person goes to any such kind of, or he talks about his psychological disorder, on the very beginning he is stated as mad or an abnormal individual. So this is completely a different type of, I should say, an abnormal behavior in itself, because accepting and dealing with the psychological disorder is not anything out of the blue moon. So stigmatization is one major thing that any person suffering from psychological disorder can face, right? In the other session we'll talk about the DSM and the ICD.